Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Before starting, subscribe and like the videos, it really helps a lot. The content from this video are taken from the web novel and manga series of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. Now please enjoy the video.
Volume 9 Chapter 1 Sylphy's Past Part 1. Let's talk about a certain young girl. The young girl was born as the only daughter of a poor hunter and lived in a remote region of the Asura kingdom. Her father was a half-blood elf. Her mother was a human with just a bit of beast race blood mixed in and was once a slave to an Asura noble. Both of them were kind and raised the young girl, pouring their love onto her. From a glance, you would see nothing but a happy child. However, her hair was emerald green. Her hair was putting her life out of order. Emerald green hair. According to one passage, the closer a demon race's hair is to green, the more violent it is said to be. Once upon a time, a race that shook all other races with fear, the supered race, had green hair as well. And then, there's a theory that the one who led the supered race, the demon god Laplace, had green hair as well. The young girl wasn't a demon race. However, a head full of emerald green hair made people afraid. A detested color. Even though that's the case, a young girl is still a young girl. The past is the past. The abundant Asura is far from the magic continent. There are few with radical ideas of rejecting the demon race. The young girl's hair and both of her parents were completely unrelated to the demon race. The green hair was due to a mutation. First they were surprised and looked at it with eyes of wonder, and then they gradually accepted it. But, the ones that accepted it were limited to just the adults. After the young girl began to walk around outside alone, she was attacked. She was ostracized and had mud balls thrown at her while being called an evil demon race because of her emerald green hair. The young girl always passed her time in constant fear and occasionally cried. She didn't understand why children of her age would always try to hurt her. Her mother looked upon her with pity. She cut her daughter's hair short and stitched pants that made running away easier. Her father talked with the parents of the other children, petitioning for them to not target his daughter. However, it couldn't resolve the fundamental problem. Every time the young girl journeyed outside, she was targeted. To the children, it was just a game. Beating up the lone child with a different colored hair. Gathering their strength together to defeat the demon. It was that sort of game. However, that wasn't the case for the young girl. The children came after her holding evil intent, throwing mud balls and occasionally stones. If she were to run, they would pursue and catch up to her. If she tried to resist, she would be hit, kicked, and subjected to painful things. The adults warned them. For a period of time the attacks stopped, but soon after they began again in places where the adults couldn't see. The young girl felt hopeless in the world. She thought that other than her parents, she had no other friends. She couldn't change the color of her hair. She couldn't do anything. She had no choice but to live with her head hung low, trying not to stand out. Then a single young boy saved this young girl. He was the same age as the young girl. After seeing the girl being hit with mud balls, he came running at full speed, boldly challenged opponents that were double his own size and dispersed them. That wasn't all. He called out to the young girl with a kind voice. Warm water came out from his hands and cleansed the young girl. He came to her assistance of all things. To the young girl, this was an event on the level of a miracle. There was an upheaval in the young girl's daily life. The young boy protected the young girl from evil intent. And then the bullying stopped. The young boy granted power to the young girl. He taught her the miracle known as magic. The young boy was the same age as the young girl, yet he knew everything. He taught her everything she wanted to know. Letters, magic, natural phenomenon, math. To the young girl, the young boy was an existence almost like God. The young girl would always act together with the young boy. She quickly came to love him. Even at her young age, she thought of marriage. She knew of such words as bride, and secretly made the determination that, in the future, I'm going to be his bride and marry him. After that, a variety of things happened, and it became a bit awkward. However, she still loved him. She thought she would forever be protected by him. And then, they separated. They were forced to separate. The young boy was beaten by his own father and sold to faraway nobles. The young girl thought, if I don't save him, if I don't bring him back. However, she was stopped by her father. What her father specifically said at that time, the young girl couldn't remember clearly. Supposedly the young boy had left on a journey for the sake of becoming stronger. It's no good if you don't give it your best in order to not lose to him as well. Something along those lines was said. The only thing that remained in her ears were just the final words. Does Sylphy want to keep on being only protected by him forever? She remembers just that line. She also remembers thinking that it wasn't the case. She remembers thinking that just being protected was no good. If a time like today comes again, she can't just afford to watch in silence. I understand. I'll get strong enough in order to save Rudy. That day the young girl changed. The young girl started actively training herself. She did the same things that the young boy did every day on her own. Building up her physical strength by running and training her body by swinging a stick. Every day she used magic and sharpened the sensation. Even without the young boy, the young girl knew what she should do. Parallel to that she thought about the destination of the young boy. Within the young girl's knowledge and range of activity, she didn't know the young boy's destination. She couldn't even predict it. During times like these, what would the young boy do? What would he say? If you don't know, it's fine if you ask, is what the young boy said. The young girl followed that and decided to ask. She went to ask a person who would know the location of the young boy. The young girl proceeded to the cleric's office of the village. It was the place where the mother of the young boy was working. There, she asked the mother about his location. Naturally, the mother made a mischievous smile and deceived the young girl. The young girl started helping out at the doctor's office. It wasn't an action that she thought deeply about. Just, if she got along better with her then she might be told his location. It is what she thought somewhere in her heart. The fact that her father said, that sort of thing happened, but it's not good if you don't get along with his family, was another one of the reasons as well. The mother of the young boy would never spill the location of the young boy. The young girl thought about various means to hear it, but each time she was deceived with a small laugh and a grin. If you want to meet Rudy, you'll need to give it your best some more. She was getting nowhere. And then the young girl thought. Of course, the young girl didn't understand the words getting nowhere. In any case, she thought that if she continued like this there was no meaning to it. Which is why, she decided to get close to the maid at the young boy's house. The young boy also had a father, but she was bad with him. Since she saw the scene where the young boy was beaten. He was an opponent she didn't know about, and it wasn't that she hated him, but she hesitated to talk to him because she thought she might be beaten as well. The maid was devoted. She was devoted towards the young boy. I'm sure in the future Rudeus-sama will be invited into a position similar to that of the royal family. If you are to become the wife of Rudeus-sama, you have no choice but to learn etiquette so that you are able to act normally in society. After being told that, half forcefully, she started getting instructed on manners and etiquette. Even though that was the case, after being told that it was for the young boy's sake, the young girl wouldn't say no to it. The way to walk in the royal court, the method to fit in a dress, manner of speaking, the methods to greet, and etc. She really had doubts about whether this kind of thing was necessary. However, the young girl was honest and had good memory. However, in regards to the vital location of the young boy, the maid would never let it out of her mouth. Just like this, it continued until her 10th birthday. The only one that congratulated her on her 10th birthday was her mother. Recently the monsters in the forest had been active, so her father had to remain on lookout. Since her father is a hunter and was familiar with the forest, he had to hunt when it came down to it. Do you really have to go that far on her 10th birthday? Is how her mother asked the father. However, the young girl thought it couldn't be helped and gave up. At any rate, it was the same at the time of her 5th birthday as well. The birthday present she received from her mother was a white one-piece dress. For the sake of this day, her father saved up some money and bought some cloth. Then her mother would stitch it for her. Immediately after putting it on, her mother said, "It suits you. You look beautiful," and praised her. The young girl said, "Eh," while laughing bashfully, thinking that she wanted to show it to the young boy as well. And then simultaneously, she started to worry about what the young boy was doing. She wondered if he wasn't inconvenienced in an unknown place. And she wondered if he was congratulated on his 10th birthday. She thought, I want to send him something as well. However, she couldn't think of anything that he would want. After asking her mother, if it's something like that then anything works, was said. The next day when her father returned, she asked and received the suggestion, then, it would be good if you sent him a good luck charm that is handed down in our family. She was told that if a pendant was carved from wood and was kept on their body, then good things will happen. Her father always kept one somewhere on his body as well. It seems like it was something given to her father when he became independent from his grandmother, a female elf. After hearing that, the young girl felt that it was a good choice. Every day the young girl gave it her best to carve the wood. It was her first attempt at wood carving. The young girl was by no means skillful. However, she gave it her best effort, carving every day. And then she finally completed it. It was clumsy, but it had somehow taken shape. And then a problem rose to the surface. It's fine that she made it, but she had no method of handing it over to him. After worrying over it, the young boy's maid made a suggestion. If that's the case, I'll mix it in with the goods being sent. She decided for that would be done. The young girl told the maid countless times, it's a precious item, so absolutely make sure it's sent. Okay. The maid acknowledged that, since it was a precious item, it would absolutely be delivered, and she agreed to it. A short while after that, the teleport happened.
That's it guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want more and don't forget to like the videos.